Hey guys, my name is Nadia. For those of you who don't know, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between some crowdfunding sites and which one might be best for your project. We're going to be focusing on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Seed and Spark, which is a newer one. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Kickstarter. Now Kickstarter has an all or nothing approach, which means if you do not meet your goal, let's say your goal is to raise $15,000 for your short film. If you do not meet that, if you get to like 14,000, you will not get any of that money and it will all go back to all the people who donated to your film. Now to me, as someone who I've only ever used a crowdfunding site once, and it was for my short film in college, it wasn't something where, oh, if I don't get the funds at all, I won't be making the film at all. It wasn't like that. So for me, something that had an all or nothing approach really didn't make sense, which is why I chose not to do Kickstarter and I actually went with Indiegogo. Because with Indiegogo, you can choose between a fixed funding campaign and a flexible funding campaign, and I went with the flexible one. And what's really, really interesting is that Kickstarter will take 5% of all the money you make as just a fee. So let's say your goal was $15,000, you raise that amount, you're gonna get it, they will take 5% of that. And it's just kind of something that a lot of them do. So Kickstarter will take 5% away from you. Indiegogo used to take 9% from you if you did not meet your goal if you were doing the flexible option. But if you did meet your goal doing the flexible option, it will actually go down 5% to only 4%. And if you were doing the fixed option, it will be 5% just like Kickstarter. However, it is now changed and it's just a 5% across the board, which means it does not matter if you choose the fix or flex method, it will be 5%, which I think is like amazing, and it makes me think, why on earth would I ever choose the fixed option when I can do the flex option and not have to suffer from them taking 9% away from me if I don't meet my goal? That is really nice. So whether you're doing Kickstarter or Indiegogo, all or nothing method or flexible method, it's 5%. They'll take 5%. The one thing that I'll give Kickstarter though is that they have a higher success rate than Indiegogo of projects making their goals. So let's actually look on Kickstarter's site to see what percentage of projects met their goal and actually got their money. Based on what I'm looking at right now, 36% of projects on Kickstarter meet their goal. However, the amount of projects that meet their goal on Indiegogo are a little under 10% based on some articles that I read. And of course, those numbers can always change. That is just the kind of stats that I see right now. And the reason for that is probably because Kickstarter is more selective. Indiegogo kind of just people throw stuff on there and then don't even kind of push it, and it just sits there until the timer is up and it's done, which happens on Kickstarter too. But Kickstarter does get a lot more eyes on it. You're more likely to have an outsider who isn't your friend or family contribute to your project and stuff like that. Now, a third option, which I actually recently just learned about, is Seed and Spark. Now, Seed and Spark is really, really interesting, and this is why they actually only take 2% of the money that you raise, not 5% like Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Seed and Spark is specifically a film-centric crowdfunding site. It was launched in 2012, so it is a little bit newer than Kickstarter or Indiegogo, and it has a really suspiciously high success rate. They claim on their website that they have a 75% success rate, and they will only take 2% of that. The catch is that you have to raise at least 80% of your funds in order to collect them. Kind of like Kickstarter, where they say you need to collect 100% of the funds in order to collect the money. Seed and Spark says you need to at least make 80% of that in order to collect the money, which is, that is different, and that's quite an advantage if you are to choose Seed and Spark. And the difference between 2% and 5%, you know, it is something. So I knew which crowdfunding site I preferred. I preferred Indiegogo, but I decided to ask my friends, ask my fellow filmmakers, which one do they prefer? And this is the results I got. So the number one most popular crowdfunding site amongst my friends was Indiegogo. The second one was Kickstarter. And then this is where I learned about Seed and Spark, and that came in number 3. I think just because people don't know about Seed and Spark as much as they do about Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And this is what one of them said about Seed and Spark. I think Seed and Spark is the best option out there right now. They have the highest success rate, helpful support staff, and lots of free resources on their website for help along the way. And so that's why I decided to add it to this video and tell you guys about it, because once I learned about it, I'm like, wow, 75% success rate, they only take 2% away from you, and it's not a 100% all or nothing approach, it's only 80%, so as long as you raise 80% of that, then you can collect your funds. So that's kind of really nice. Seed and Spark really does have great reviews for just being really helpful, giving you feedback. It seems like they really want you to succeed rather than just being a platform to take 5% away from every single person who raises any sort of dollar on their site. So those are the 3 crowdfunding sites that I'm gonna be talking about right now. We can talk a little bit more into the strategy differences between, you know, the all or nothing approach or the flex on Indiegogo approach if you guys wanna talk about that, because it is a different kind of strategy depending on which, you know, method you choose to do. So we can dive more into Indiegogo or Kickstarter or Seed and Spark if you want to. If you do, please let me know. And also, please tell me in the comments below, what is your favorite crowdfunding site? Is there one I didn't talk about that I should? I'd love to learn more. I mean, I don't really like crowdfunding a lot. I think it's something to not do constantly all the time. Just really save it for a project that means a lot to you. And for me, I saved it for my senior thesis film at NYU. So that concludes my video for today. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I make new content every Thursday, and after you subscribe, hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so that way you are notified every single time I make a video. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Stay golden. Bye guys.